My name's Tom Bennett, I'm 37, and 3 weeks ago, I thought I had a decent marriage. Not perfect, mind you, but solid enough. Me and Laura, she's 34, we've been hitched for 8 years, together for 10. No kids, which, looking back, I'm starting to think was a blessing in disguise. I'm just a regular guy, work as a warehouse supervisor, come home, crack a beer, maybe watch the game. I ain't one for drama, but here I am, hands still shaky as I type this, half from anger, half from this damn flu that's been kicking my ass for days. It all started one freezing night, middle of January, when I got home from a brutal 12-hour shift. I'd been hauling pallets in the cold all day, my back screaming, my head pounding, and I could feel this sickness creeping in, sore throat, chills, the works. Thermometer said 101.5. All I wanted was to pop some cold meds, crawl into bed, and sleep it off. But when I walked through the door of our little 2-bedroom rental in Dayton, the house was like an icebox. I'm talking breath in the air cold. Laura was curled up on the couch under a blanket, scrolling on her phone, not even looking up. Furnace is busted, she says, casual as if she's telling me we're out of milk. Been like this since noon. I texted you. I checked my phone, sure enough, 3 messages from her, buried under a pile of work notifications I hadn't had time to look at. Why didn't you call a repair guy? I ask, trying to keep my voice steady, though I'm already feeling the weight of the day pressing down. She sighs, finally glances at me, and says, do you have any idea how much that costs, Tom? We're strapped as it is. This from the woman who dropped $250 on a pair of boots last week because they were limited edition or some nonsense. But I bite my tongue. I'm too tired to argue. So there I am, 2 o'clock in the morning, sick as a dog, down in the basement, my breath fogging in the dim light of a single bulb, trying to figure out what's wrong with this ancient furnace. I'm no HVAC expert, but I've fixed enough stuff around here to know my way around a wrench. Laura's upstairs, and I think she's gone to bed, but then I hear her voice, muffled, giggling. I figure she's on the phone with her friends, probably complaining about me again, but I'm too focused on not passing out to care. The furnace is making this god-awful rattling noise, like it's coughing up its last breath. I check the pilot light, out. I relight it, but it flickers and dies again. Something's clogged, maybe the gas line. I'm on my knees, sweating through my fever, tools scattered around me, when my phone buzzes in my pocket. I wipe my hands and pull it out, expecting a work email or something. Instead, it's a notification from our shared cloud album. Laura's got this thing where her group chat photos sometimes sync there by mistake. I open it, and my stomach drops. It's a video of me, right there in the basement, hunched over the furnace, looking like death warmed over. My shirt's soaked, my face is red, and I'm muttering curses under my breath. And there's Laura's caption, behold, my knight in shining armor, battling the furnace at 2 a.m. Can't even afford a real repairman. This is my life now. Sent to her group chat, the one with all her college friends who think they're better than everybody else. I scroll down, and the replies are already pouring in. Laughing emojis, one after another. Oh honey, you deserve better than this, from her friend Megan. At least he's trying, LOL, from another. Then I see Laura posted it to her social media too, with a different caption, when you hit rock bottom, and your husband's idea of fixing things is playing Mr. Handyman. It's got 20 likes already, comments piling up. Girl, you married a fixer-upper, not a husband, someone wrote. Another, this is why I stay single. I just sit there, staring at the screen, the cold from the concrete floor seeping into my bones. 8 years of marriage, and this is what I am to her, a punchline for her fancy friends. I feel this wave of rage, but it's not hot like you'd expect. It's cold, sharp, like a blade. Laura must have noticed I stopped moving, because she calls down, you okay, babe? All sweet, like she didn't just broadcast my humiliation to the world. I don't answer. I just go back to the furnace, my hands moving on autopilot. Takes me another hour, but I get the damn thing running, clogged burner, needed cleaning. By the time I'm done, it's pushing 4 a.m. I clean up, swallow more meds, and crash on the couch. I don't even want to be in the same room as her. Next morning, I'm up before Laura, still feeling like garbage but too wired to sleep. I check our bank account on my phone, and there it is, a pending charge for $180 from some online boutique. She ordered a dress while I was down there fixing the furnace she said we couldn't afford to get repaired. Something in me just breaks. Not loud, not dramatic, just a quiet snap, like a twig underfoot. I've spent years being the guy who holds it together. Paid the bills, fixed the leaks, worked overtime when the rent went up. And Laura? She spins like we're millionaires, rolls her eyes when I try to talk sense, and now she's got me trending as her personal joke. I take a shower, look at myself in the mirror. Fever's still there, eyes bloodshot, but I see something else too. Resolve, maybe. I'm done being her errand boy, her ATM, her clown. I don't know what I'm gonna do yet, but I know it's gonna be big. Laura's about to find out what happens when you push a man too far. The morning after the furnace fiasco, I woke up on the couch, my head still throbbing from this flu that wouldn't quit. The house was warm now, thanks to me, but it didn't feel like home. It felt like a stage where I was playing a part one hadn't auditioned for. Laura was still asleep upstairs, probably dreaming of her next online shopping spree. I made coffee, more out of habit than anything, and sat at the kitchen table, staring at the steam rising from my mock. My phone was still open to that damn social media post, Laura's video of me, sweaty and sick, wrestling with the furnace. 28 likes now. A new comment from her friend Tara. You should have hired a professional, girl. This is painful to watch. Painful. That word stuck in my craw. Painful for who? Her, sitting pretty while I fixed her mess? Or me, the idiot who kept signing up for it? I don't know what made me do it, but I started digging. Maybe it was the fever messing with my head, or maybe it was that cold rage from last night, still simmering. I opened our banking app, figuring I'd confirm what I already suspected. What I found was worse than I thought. In the last 4 months, Laura had burned through $5,800 on stuff, clothes, spa days, those subscription boxes full of candles and face masks she never even opened. There was a $400 charge for a wellness retreat she went to with her friends last fall, which she'd told me cost barely anything because they split the bill. Split, my ass. Meanwhile, I've been skipping my morning coffee runs, fixing my own truck to save on mechanic fees, working weekends to cover the rent hike. Our savings account, which I'd been squirreling money into for emergencies, was down to $900. She dipped into it twice without telling me, once for a new phone, once for concert tickets. But the money wasn't the half of it. While I was poking around our shared cloud storage, looking for a PDF of our lease to check the maintenance clause, I stumbled on a folder labeled Justice Gals. I should have known better than to open it, but curiosity got me. Inside was a goldmine of betrayal, hundreds of screenshots, going back years, of Laura's group chats with her friends. Pictures of me changing a tire in the rain, captioned, Tom's idea of a romantic evening. A shot of me mowing the lawn, with her texting, at least he's good for manual labor. There was a whole thread from last summer when I built her a garden box because she said she wanted to grow herbs. I spent 2 weekends on it, even painted it her favorite shade of blue. The text she sent her friends? Check out Farmer Tom, thinking he's Bob Vila. Too bad he can't build us a better life. I sat there, coffee going cold, scrolling through years of my life turned into her personal comedy show. Every time I fixed something, every time I worked late to keep us afloat, she was laughing behind my back. There was one from Christmas, when I surprised her with a necklace I'd saved up for nothing fancy, but it meant skipping my own winter coat to afford it. Her text to Megan that night, Tom thinks this $80 chain makes up for being stuck in this dump. 8 years, and I was her running gag. That's when it hit me. I wasn't just mad about the video or the money. I was done being the guy who takes it. Done being the responsible one while Laura played princess. Done being mocked in front of her friends, who probably toasted their martinis to her hilarious posts. I didn't yell or storm upstairs to confront her. Instead, I started planning. Not some cartoon villain scheme, mind you, just a way to show her what life looks like when Tom Bennett stops carrying the load. First thing I did was open a new bank account, one she didn't know about, at a credit union across town. I changed my direct deposit to send half my paycheck there, not enough to tip her off, but enough to give me a cushion. Then I started studying our house like it was a machine I was going to take apart. I'm no genius, but I've fixed enough leaks and rewired enough outlets to know how things tick. I spent that afternoon, while Laura was at her part-time gig at the yoga studio, going through every system, water heater, electrical panel, even the finicky fridge that hums when it's too full. I made notes, sketched diagrams, watched a couple YouTube videos on home automation. Told myself it was just research, but deep down, I knew I was building something. Laura came home that evening, all smiles, acting like nothing happened. You're a lifesaver with that furnace, babe, she said, kissing my cheek. I nodded, played along, but inside, I was cataloging every lie she'd told, every jab she'd thrown. I noticed her phone was never far from her hand, probably waiting for more likes on her post. That night, I ordered a smart home kit, sensors, plugs, a hub, telling her it'd help us save on electric bills. She loved the idea, said it'd make us modern. She had no clue I was setting up a control center, one I'd locked down tighter than Fort Knox. A couple days later, I ran into Tara at the gas station. She's the one who called my furnace fight painful. She saw me and got this fake smile, like we're old pals. Heard you were under the weather, Tom. Feeling better, she says, all syrupy. I just stared at her, pumping gas, and said, I'm great, Tara. Thanks for the laughs on Laura's post. Real classy, rooting for my wife to dunk on me. Her face went red, and she mumbled something about it being a joke before scurrying back to her SUV. Felt good, shutting her down like that. Small but good. By the end of the week, I was in deep. I'd ordered parts, nothing flashy, just stuff that'd blend in with normal repairs. A pressure regulator for the water line, a custom thermostat chip, some circuit tweaks for the breaker box. I stayed up late, after Laura was asleep, mapping out how it'd all come together. I wasn't out for revenge, not really. I just wanted her to see what it's like when the guy she laughs at stops fixing her world. It's Friday now, 2 weeks since that night in the basement with the furnace, and I'm finally shaking this flu. My head's clear, but my heart's heavy, like I'm carrying a stack of bricks in my chest. Work's been steady, long hours, sore muscles, but it's a distraction from the war zone my marriage has become. Laura's been floating around the house, planning her big girl's trip like it's the event of the year. She leaves tomorrow morning, and I'm counting the hours. Not because I want her gone, exactly, but because it's my chance to put the final pieces in place. I'm not proud of what I'm doing, but but I'm not sorry either. After years of being Laura's punchline, I'm ready to rewrite the joke. She's been extra sweet lately, which makes my skin crawl. Last night, she made dinner. Actual dinner, not takeout. And kept touching my arm, saying stuff like, "You're so good to me, Tom, keeping this place together." I just nodded, chewed my chicken, and thought about that video she still hasn't deleted. 60 likes now, comments still trickling in. Her friend Megan posted a winking emoji yesterday with, "When's the sequel, Laura?" I checked our bank account this morning, and sure enough, there's a fresh $150 charge for cabin supplies, wine and snacks for her trip, I'm guessing. Meanwhile, I'm patching my work boots with duct tape to make them last another month. I've been working hard on my plan, though. The smart home system's fully installed now. Every light, plug, and thermostat answers to me. I've got an app on my phone that lets me tweak settings from anywhere, all locked behind passwords Lord'd never guess. I told her it's saving us money, and she loves the idea of bragging about our smart house to her friends. What she doesn't know is I've programmed little glitches to kick in over time. The water heater's set to drop a degree every few days. Not enough to notice at first, but soon her showers will be lukewarm. The kitchen lights will flicker randomly, just enough to drive her nuts. I've even got the air vents wired to cycle weirdly, making parts of the house stuffy or chilly depending on the hour. Nothing dangerous, just a slow drip of inconvenience. I've gone deeper on the house itself, too. Last weekend, while Laura was at a yoga class, I adjusted the water line's flow valve to tighten up gradually. By next month, the sinks will be trickling. I rewired a couple outlets to hum faintly when they're used, the kind of noise that makes you think you're imagining things. The garage door opener's got a new chip that'll start delaying its response. 5 seconds here, 10 seconds there. I'm not breaking anything, just making it so the house doesn't work the way Laura expects. She spent years acting like I'm her personal repair crew. Let's see how she likes it when the crew's on strike. I've kept my evidence pile growing, too. More screenshots from her group chats, which keeps syncing to our cloud. Found one from a few days ago where she's laughing about how I grunted like a caveman, fixing the furnace. Tara replied, "You've got him trained to fix anything, but can he fix boring?" That one cut deep. Not because I care what Tara thinks, but because Laura didn't correct her. I've got bank records, too. Every purse, every spa day, every time she dipped into our savings for self-care. It's all backed up on a thumb drive I keep in my work locker. Not for anything shady, just to remind myself why I'm doing this when I start feeling guilty. Yesterday, I had another run-in, this time with Laura's friend Tara. I was grabbing coffee at the shop near work, and she was in line ahead of me, ordering some complicated latte that took forever. She saw me and got that same fake smile I'm starting to hate. "Tom, you're looking better," she says, like she's my nurse. "Laura says you've been a rock with all the house stuff." I didn't bite, just said, "Yeah, Tara, I keep things running." Shame Laura's more interested in filming it than appreciating it. Her eyes widened, and she started babbling about how social media's just for laughs. I cut her off. "Laughs at my expense, you mean? Tell Laura her rock's got limits." I grabbed my coffee and left her standing there, looking like she'd swallowed a lemon. Felt good, but it also reminded me how deep this goes. Laura's whole circle thinks I'm a joke. Tonight, Laura's packing for her trip, humming like she's headed to paradise. She's got her sticky note list pinned to the fridge, bathroom paint, squeaky door, garage cleanup, and she keeps adding to it, like I'm her hired help. "Don't work too hard while I'm gone," she says, all playful, as she zips her suitcase. I smile, say I'll manage, but inside, I'm picturing the house turning into her personal puzzle box. I caught her texting her friends earlier, something about leaving Tom with his chores so I can finally relax. Megan replied, "Make sure he doesn't burn the place down, LOL. I didn't react, just filed it away. Before she went to bed, I did something I'm not sure I'm proud of. I made her favorite smoothie, told her it was a send-off for her trip, carried her bags to the hall, even tucked in a little note saying, "Have fun." She looked at me funny, like she was waiting for me to complain about her leaving, but I just kissed her forehead and said I'd handle everything. Truth is, I will, just not the way she thinks. Tomorrow, when her friend Tara picks her up, I'll wave them off with a big OL smile. Then I'll get to work. This house is about to become my masterpiece, and Laura's gonna learn what it's like when her rock rolls away. Laura left this morning, right on schedule. I got up early, made coffee, and handed her a travel mug like I was husband of the year. She was all smiles, chattering about the lake cabin and how she'd send me pictures. I carried her suitcase to Tara's car, waved as they pulled away, and stood there until the taillights vanished around the corner. Then I walked back inside, shut the door, and let out a breath I didn't know I'd been holding. The house was quiet, just the hum of the fridge I'd rigged to grumble. For the first time in years, I felt like I was in control, not fixing someone else's mess, but calling the shots. Today was the day my plan went from theory to reality. I didn't waste time. I grabbed my toolbox and started fine-tuning the house. The water pressure regulator got another tweak, down another notch, so the faucets would start feeling sluggish by tomorrow. I reprogrammed the thermostat to drop the heat in random bursts, enough to make Laura shiver when she gets back, but not freeze the pipes. The kitchen outlet's got a new setting to buzz faintly every few hours, like a mosquito you can't find. I even adjusted the washing machine to pause mid-cycle for no reason. Just a little hiccup that'd make her think it's haunted. Every change was small, invisible, but together, they'd turned this place into a maze of frustrations. I wasn't breaking anything, just making it so Laura'd have to face what life's like without me holding it together. By noon, I was done with the house and moved on to the bigger stuff. I sat at the kitchen table, laptop open, and finalized my exit strategy. I'd been eyeing a small apartment across town. Nothing fancy, just a one-bedroom near the warehouse where I work. I called the landlord, put down a deposit, and signed the lease online. Felt weird, putting my name on something that wasn't ours, but it also felt right, like I was claiming a piece of myself back. I started packing, quietly, methodically. My clothes, my old baseball glove, a box of photos from my dad's side of the family. Laura wouldn't notice they were gone. She's too busy curating her perfect life online to care about mine. I kept my phone on silent, but I checked it around lunch. Laura had posted a selfie from the road, her and Tara grinning with sunglasses on. Caption, freedom vibes. Left the house chaos behind for some lake magic. Chaos. That's what she called me, keeping her world running. I didn't let it get to me. Instead, I sent a text to my buddy Mike, who's been crashing at his mom's since his own divorce. Told him I might need a couch for a night or two soon. He didn't ask questions, just said, anytime, man. Good guy, Mike. Wish I'd listened when he warned me about Laura spinning back when we got engaged. That afternoon, I tackled Laura's sticky note list, but not the way she wanted. The bathroom paint? I mixed in a touch of primer that'll make it peel in a month unless you know how to seal it right. The squeaky back door? I tightened the hinges just enough to stop the noise for now, but they'll loosen again in a week. The garage cleanup? I boxed up my tools, labeled them storage, and moved them to my truck. Laura's got no idea what's coming, and I'm not sure if that makes me feel powerful or sick. Maybe both. By evening, I was beat, but I wasn't done. I wrote a letter, not a long one, just enough to lay it all out. I listed the facts. Her spending, $6,200 in 6 months on junk while I worked overtime. Her social media posts, mocking me to her friends. The group chats, years of turning my life into her comedy routine. I printed out a few screenshots, her furnace video, Tara's trained comment, the bank charges for her cabin supplies. No yelling, no name calling, just the truth in black and white. I sealed it in an envelope, wrote her name on it, and left it on the counter. When she gets back, it'll be waiting. I crashed early, sleeping better than I had in weeks. No fever, no Laura, just the hum of a house I'd turned into my silent partner. Tomorrow, I'd move the last of my stuff and set the smart home system to start its tricks. Laura's got 3 days of wine and gossip ahead, but when she walks through that door, her perfect little world's gonna start unraveling. And I'll be gone, watching from a distance, waiting to see if she's got anything left to say when the laughs dry up. Laura's been gone 2 days, and I'm settled into my new apartment. It's bare, beige walls, a creaky bed, a folding chair I grabbed from a thrift store, but it's mine. No sticky notes, no buzzing phone with new charges, no one filming me for laughs. I spent yesterday moving the last of my stuff. My toolbox, a lamp my mom gave me, a stack of sci-fi paperbacks I haven't touched in years. The rental house is behind me now, except for the envelope on the counter and the systems I've got humming along, ready to give Laura a taste of her own medicine. I didn't hear from her until this morning when my phone lit up with a text. Tom, the water's acting weird at home. Did you mess with something? I was at work, stacking crates, and just stared at the message. The pressure regulator's doing its job, right on schedule. I didn't reply. 20 minutes later, another one. Now the heat's off. This isn't funny. Call me. I let it sit. By lunch, she called twice, left a voicemail sounding annoyed but not panicked yet. Tom, I'm getting back early because the house is a mess. What did you do to the plumbing? Just tell me how to fix it. I listened, then deleted it. She's not home yet, probably still at the cabin, whining to Tara and Megan about her useless husband. The smart home app's been my best friend. I checked it during my break, and the thermostat's cycling like I planned, dropping the living room to 60 degrees for an hour, then back up. The kitchen lights flickered 3 times last night, just enough to spook anyone who doesn't know it's a glitch I coded. The washing machine's paused twice mid-cycle, leaving her yoga clothes soaking. I'm not there to see her face, but I can imagine it. Her, standing in that kitchen she never cleans, wondering why her perfect life's falling apart. Part of me wants to feel bad, but then I think of her group chat, years of Farmer Tom jabs, and the guilt fades fast. I got a surprise text from Tara this afternoon, which threw me. Tom, what's going on? Laura says the house is acting possessed. You need to fix this. Possessed. I almost laughed. I sent back one line. Tell Laura to call a pro, since I'm not good enough. No reply. Bet Tara's rethinking her trained comment now. I also noticed Laura posted online last night, not her usual selfie, but a vague status. Sometimes you don't realize what you've got till it's slipping away. No likes yet. Her friends must be too busy sipping wine to care. Work's been my anchor. My crews noticed I'm quieter, but they don't pry. Mike swung by after his shift, brought a 6-pack, and we sat in my empty apartment, talking about nothing football, his mom's cooking, anything but Laura. He knows something's up, but he's giving me space. I almost told him everything, but I held back. This is my fight, and I'm not ready to spill it all yet. By nightfall, I was alone again, checking the app. The water pressure's down another tick, and the fridge is humming like a bad karaoke singer. Laura's gonna walk into a funhouse tomorrow, and I'm not sure if I'm more nervous or excited to see what happens. Before bed, I reread my letter, the one waiting for her. It's short but sharp, laying out her spending, her mockery, her betrayal. I added a line yesterday. I fixed everything for 8 years. Now you fix it. I don't know if she'll cry, scream, or throw it out, but I know she'll read it. And when she does, she'll see me, not the guy she laughed at, but the guy who's done carrying her weight. It's been a month since Laura came home to her glitchy house, and I'm sitting in my apartment, typing this with a coffee that's finally mine. No one's filming it for likes. That day she got back, all hell broke loose, just like I planned. Her calls started at 7 a.m., 5 in a row, voicemails flipping from mad to desperate. Tom, the water's barely a drip, and the lights won't stop buzzing. Where are you? By noon, she'd found my letter. Call 6 was quieter, her voice shaky. I read it. I didn't know you felt like this. Can we talk? I didn't pick up. I was done talking to someone who only listens when her world's falling apart. She tried everything: texts, emails, even a message through Mike. Tara called once, saying I was cruel for sabotaging Laura. I sent her a screenshot of her own text, the one about me being boring. She went silent. Laura's social media stayed quiet for days, then she posted something I didn't expect. I messed up. Took someone for granted who deserved better. I'm sorry. Tagged me. Public as hell. Got 80 likes, but I didn't care. Words don't fix 8 years of laughs at my expense. I went to the house a week later, not to move back, but to undo my tweaks. Laura was there, looking smaller somehow, like the air had gone out of her. I reset the thermostat, fixed the water valve, rewired the outlets, and showed her how to maintain it all. Took 3 hours, her watching from the doorway, trying to catch my eye. I left a notebook, diagrams, numbers for repair guys, everything she'd need. When I was done, she asked, "Is this it, Tom?" 8 years, gone. I looked at her, really looked, and said, "You ended it every time you made me your joke. I'm just making it official." She cried, but I didn't stay to watch. We're selling the rental lease, splitting it clean. She's crashing with Tara until it's done. I kept my evidence, just in case, but I don't think I'll need it. Laura's friends aren't calling me names anymore. Sounds like their own husbands are asking questions after her post. My apartment's home now. Got a couch, a TV, even went hiking last weekend with Mike. Tried a date, coffee with a nurse from work. Didn't click, but it felt good to try. Yesterday, I saw Megan at the store. She ducked behind a cereal display like I was the plague. Guess my screenshots hit harder than I thought. Sometimes I wonder if I went too far, if I could have just sat Laura down and hashed it out. But then I remember her giggling while I fixed that furnace, sick as a dog, and I know I did what I had to. I'm not the guy who fixes everything anymore. I'm Tom, 37, starting over. And for the first time in years, I'm not anybody's punchline.